probability. Is it clear till this point, class? Class, is it clear to everyone? Shall I proceed further?
Yes.
Okay. After this, we had started to understand how exactly the data science problem is being solved by taking a very small set of a bank where we just have to identify that this particular thing which is written as evade is nothing but a class where there are two categories as no and yes. And we have to just identify whether that particular person mentioned in the transaction ID is belonging to class no or yeah, yes. That means that the person is being granted the loan or not granted the loan. Fine. So this is how we have to calculate. So in the last class, what we did, we actually first calculated the probability of no class and probability of yes class by counting the total number of events first. So total number of event is 10, or I should say the sample is 10, and the number of no's in that sample is 7. So it is basically 7 by 10. Remaining one is the probability of yes, that is 3 by 10. And since we have two different types of variables, that is a categorical attribute or a continuous and a continuous attribute. Categorical is being defined by a discrete attribute where simply we calculate the probability by ai slash ck, which is nothing but mod of aik divided by n kc, where this aik is nothing but the number of incidences that have attribute ai belonging to the class जिसके लिए हम निकाल रहे हैं. Okay, so it is like if I have 3 incidences in favor of AIK, keeping in mind that the classes belong to no, then I'll calculate accordingly. If I have 5 incidents for a class, yes, keeping, and I have to calculate the probability, so I have to calculate in this manner. So we have to look in favor of the class. So over here, there is an example that simply says, suppose we have to calculate a probability of the attribute married when the class is no. So of the attribute married, so how many are married? 1, 2, 3, and 4.
4.
And how many are having the no class? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So we are simply saying it is 4 by total number of no class. So total number of no class is 7. So class, the probability of no is 7 by 10. But number of events that has taken in favor of class no is 7. Similarly, if we want to calculate the another attribute probability of another attribute with refund as yes, keeping the class as yes again, we have to just identify refund as 1 yes, 2 and 3. 3 are yes in case of refund, but we have to identify how many are belonging to yes class. So there is no one in the yes class. So what we have to go for, it is this. Is it okay till this point, class?
0. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now it is something when we are going for the categorical or a discrete data. Categorical and discrete data का मतलब क्या होता है? It is having only one zero or one value. That means yes है या फिर no है, या फिर यहाँ पर आ रहा है married है, unmarried है, या फिर divorced है, या फिर वो unmarried भी ना लिख के हम कहते थे single. So there are 3 categories: married, divorced, and single. So these are basically the categorical data. But I have one more attribute, that is my taxable income, which is a continuous data because it is a numerical data. So wherever there is a numerical data, it belongs to continuous data set. Wherever there is a categorical data, it belongs to a discrete data set. So how we have to go for the calculation of the probability for a continuous data set? We simply have the same function, but now the things are different because we have the numbers now. But what we have to go for, it is a formula that simply says 1 divided by under root of 2 pi sigma square e raised to power minus ai. Ai means that particular feature, that particular data जिसके हम calculate कर रहे हैं, minus mu I divided whole square divided by 2i of sigma square. There is mu, which is simply giving you the mean, and sigma, which is giving you the variance. So now how we have to go about it? In the last class, I had asked you people to kindly calculate it for the yes class. I hope everybody is done with that.
Ma'am, for the 75 one, no?
I mean, please repeat again, beta.
I'm 7.
I'm not getting you. हाँ जी क्लास सब करके आए हैं जो मैंने बोला था करने के लिए. Just let me know first. Yes class, करके आए हो या नहीं करके आए हो? I had asked you people to go for the class yes and calculate the probability, respective mean and the variance. First year, please respond. That is what Niyati I had given for. You have to calculate for the 75K. Let's talk about it. Anyone else who has done this thing that I had asked you people to go for? If you people are not willing to do, kindly leave the class. And I'm talking to whole of the class. It is not just one or two students. जूही करके आयो बेटा. Class today I will not proceed and repeat and not talk until unless you people are not responding to me. Okay, Nandini. Juhi, are you there? If you are not there, I am simply asking you to leave the class. As I will be simply marking you absent.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Did your
ma'am.
homework or not? Kanchi,
No, ma'am.
you better leave the class. No point sitting in the class idle, not doing anything. No point taking the class now. Kanchi, Kanchi, are you there? Kanchi, Raval,
Yes, ma'am.
कहा था homework करके आने के लिए. Did you perform that?
Ma'am, actually, I'm not in Delhi. I've gone somewhere because of emergency.
Beta, it
So
was
that.
not something that is very requiring very much time. It was just a small part that you have to calculate the mean for something. That's it. And it's been almost 4 to 5 days. Shalini. Yes, Shalini. Shalini, are you there? Class, I am telling you one thing. Next time onwards, if I am not getting the response from you people, I'll simply remove you people from my class. And I am telling you this simple piece of thing. That after removing you from my class, I will not allow you to re-enter. You will never be able to re-enter in my class just because the Google Meet will not allow once the person has been removed, that person cannot be re-entered. So think about it again. Neha Rose,
Yes, ma'am.
did you perform the task that I had asked for?
Yes, ma'am.
तो नियति मैंने क्या सेक्शन दिया था प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालने के लिए
75K given no.
I did I mention the refund or something or just I give the married status and no यही दिया था
Some class yes के लिए income वाला ही दिया था.
married 75K and belonging to no class. This is what I had given to you.
Ma'am, yes class.
Okay, it was a yes class. So basically, I had asked you people to calculate for married having a amount of this much belonging to class. Yes, this is what I had given to you people. हाँ जी रिफंड कुछ दिया था रिफंड के लिए yes or no. First years.
No, ma'am.
No refund was there.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No refund.
It's okay. Let's talk about this. What we have to go for because we are calculating first. How we have to calculate it? I am repeating it again. It says for income class is no. What we have to go for? हमें income section को देखना है because income is in continuous data set. we have to see if the income is belonging to class no. So first what we have to go for, we have to calculate for class no the mean and the variance. So what we'll do, we'll create another data set where all the no values will be there. So it will be like, I have all the values of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What we have to go for now, I have to take this data set out of it. So now after this, we'll calculate the mean of these 7 values. We'll calculate the variance of these 7 values and we get the value of this. Mean and variance. For class, no. Similarly, when we have to go for class yes, what we have to do, we have to create another data set for yes class, that is 1, 2, and 3. Again, we'll calculate the mean and variance for yes class. After this, what we have to go for, we have to simply substitute the values in this formula, where it says that the income is 120 and it belongs to no class. So, क्या हो जाएगा? The mean and the variance will be taken off these values because it belongs to no class. Rest other things remain the same. Now, over here, AI will be what? AI will be that particular value of the attribute that has been asked in the question. Getting my point, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So the question right now is that you have something as a test set. Yes. Now we have another data point which simply says that the refund, this is nothing but the 11th instance, which says that the refund is no, the person is married, income is 120K, and we have to identify in what class it belongs to, whether it is a no or it is a yes, we have to calculate. What we have to go for, because we know we have to calculate. So what exactly we are going for, how we have to calculate the probability, it will be first thing for refund multiplied the probability of merit multiplied the probability of income. तो अगर तुम ध्यान से देखोगे, it is nothing but the overall probability, but not in summation. Summation हम हमेशा multiplications लेकर आते हैं. So it will be like, this is my categorical problem, so easily calculated. This is again a categorical problem, we can easily calculate, but for calculating the income, we have to calculate the mean and the variance. Right? So what exactly it did? So it said कि X class no, because we have to check out कि exactly अगर वो no class को belong करेगा तो क्या होगा. So हमें दोनों के लिए निकालना पड़ेगा, because we have to predict whether the system is belonging to no or it is belonging to yes. So what happened? What we have to go for, because X is defined over here, so it is simply writing refund is no. We assume that the class is also no. Person is married because it is being asked. The class belongs to no. Income is 120K and the class belongs to no. We have to calculate this. So what we did? Refund with no class. So over here, refund with no class is 4 by
4
7.
by 7.
So we'll take 4 by 7 over here. Then P income, so P married with class no. So marital status is married with class no is again 4 by 7. So it is again 4 by 7. Is it okay till this point?
Yes, ma'am.
After this,
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
to calculate P of income 120K for class no. Now the thing is, my instance in the instance का मतलब उस एक movement के लिए बोला जा रहा है पूरे data point में से जिसके लिए हमें निकालना है. So it is 120K. Now what we have to go for? 120K के लिए मुझे अपनी ये वैल्यू निकालनी पड़ेगी जो कि हमने यहाँ निकाली. It is coming out to be 0.0072 because it belongs to no class. That is what we assumed. हमने वो यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट किया and we got a final response to be this. Clear है? After
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
we have to calculate for yes class also. So for yes class, we calculated. We got a refund to be no, but class belongs to yes. For no, class belong to yes, there is 1 total number. So finally, it is coming out to be 1 because it was coming out to be 3 by 3. Then P of married class belong to yes. So let's talk about married class yes, because there was no data in the data set जो married होते हुए भी yes class को belong करता है. देखो married no, married, no, married, no, married, no. So total probability will be 0. After this, we have to calculate the probability of income for 120K belonging to class this. So for yes, the mean is coming out to be 90. And for variance, it is coming out to be 25. We'll substitute in the formula and we are getting a value of this. So since there is a 0, so something multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So we had calculated the probability of
Zero.
as well as the probability of yes. So how we'll define whether that particular value or the test value belongs to yes class or no class? What we have to go for? We'll simply do this formula calculation. E x of no with probability of no, and we'll calculate p x of yes with probability of yes. So p x of no is coming out to be this much, and p of no is coming out to be 7 by 10. Fine, so it will be equal to 0.0024 multiplied by 7 by 10, which will be definitely a smaller quantity, but it is a positive value. Am I right, class? Am I right, class? Because
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
so this will be a positive value, definitely a smaller value, but undoubtedly it will be a positive value. Similarly, if I'll calculate for this, because the value over here, P of x slash yes is coming out to be 0, 0 multiplied by 3 by 10 is equal to 0. So while comparing, we get to know that the no class is greater, having the greater probability in comparison to yes class. Right? Therefore, the following incident falls in which class? कौन सी class में पहुंच गया है?
No class.
So we identify like this by comparative. So it simply says if one of the conditional probability is 0, then the whole of the expression is equal to 0. That we know that. So अगर तुम्हारे को यहीं पर clear हो गया है कि अगर ये value 0 आ रही है, तो there is no point in calculating the probability of this. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Because the final response will be equal to 0. So automatically define हो जाएगा कि value क्या आने वाली है. Okay, I'll go with this afterwards. Let's go with class. अब ये तुम सॉल्व करो, ये मैं नहीं करूंगी. डेटा सेट सबके सामने लिखा हुआ है, सबने लिखा हुआ है अपनी कॉपीज में. लास्ट क्लास में हम लोगों ने किया था ये. हाउ वी हैव टू परफॉर्म इट, मैं करके करा हुआ है, मैं अब तुम्हें दिखा रही हूँ. सो वी हैव द डेटा सेट फर्स्ट. It says consider the following data set and predict the class of new instance x. New instance का मतलब there is another 11th instance that is happening and we have to work for it. So it is 11th case. So first 10 case are basically for training. And this 11th case is basically for testing. Is it okay, class? After this,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
two instances, refund the value is equal to no, marital status is married, and income is equal to 120, and we have to identify what value it will hold for the class. So, how we have to go about it? It is basically getting to know. It's like read first the data. It says for transaction ID 4, which is a person who is married, having a amount or investment of 120K, it belongs to class no. Let's see. Transaction ID 4. So transaction ID 4 is this, belonging to a refund class. Yes, it is he is married, he or she is married. Amount is 120K. It belongs to class no. Now we have to check if this is the case. Undoubtedly, what is our condition? So we have to talk about how to predict, how to read the data. So now the condition says that the refund has to be no, marital status has to be married, amount is 120K. So now my data set will become like this. Okay, now I have the 11th data point over here. Now Bayesian classification, how it works on, because if there are given features, now there is not one feature, there are more number of features which are being represented as x1, x2, x3, x4 and xn. So over here, this is my x1, this is x2, this is my x3, and this evade is nothing but my y. Here, class. After this, to predict the label or the class y. Now, this is what we have to calculate conditional probability so that we can have the final version of the class. But the problem over here is that since we have two types of categories, two types of data set, one is in the form of discrete, another one is in the form of continuous. So now, as in classification, we are simply going with this. So let's talk about it. Probability of yes and probability of total number of no, total number of yes, probability of no 7 by 10, probability of yes 3 by 10. Attributes are now marital status and different. They are in the discrete nature, so undoubtedly we can easily calculate. So status is married with belonging to class no, it is coming out to be 4 by 7. Similarly, refund with class yes and yes belongs to 0, that we got to know. So finally, now we have refund no, marital class this and this. So this is what we are going for. Multiplied, multiplied. So refund with class which is equal to no with class no. Married with class no. 120K with class no. Now this is for class no. What we have to calculate. Now how it is being calculated? First one is this one. This one. Now this calculation is for no class. So refund is equal to no, class is equal to no. You have to count the number of refunds. Class का number total इतना हो गया, so it is coming out to be 4 by 7. Second attribute was married for class no. Married are 4. Classes again, number of classes 7. It is again 4 by 7. You have to calculate the amount which is coming out to be 120K, and it is a continuous data, but it has to belong to no class. So undoubtedly what we have to go for, since it is not discrete, it is distributive, or we can simply say it is continuous. So we have to go for the probability distribution. So what it is, the formula is this. After this, we have to calculate the value. What we are going for, how we have to calculate the value. So a simple funda, I have some values in X. I have to calculate its mean and the standard deviation. How we are going about it? Standard deviation is nothing but xi minus x bar upon my n minus 1, where x bar is mean of sample, n is the number of samples. So mean निकालना बहुत आसान है. Standard deviation क्या हो जाएगा class? xi is 5, 5 minus x bar, which is nothing but the mean. It is instance
7.
minus mean का square plus again second instance minus mean का square plus third instance minus mean का square, fourth instance minus mean का square, and fifth instance minus mean का square, and finally we are calculating the deviation. I mean variance. Fine, it is sigma square, so आप उसको easily change कर सकते हो. Now the amount is 120K, belongs to class no. Substituting the values in the formula, we are getting a value of. After this, again we have to go for what? कैसे निकाला? सारी वही 7 values count करी for no class. So these are 7 in total. Calculate the mean. We calculated the mean. After this, we have to calculate the variance. So what we did, first instance minus the mean, second instance minus the mean, third instance minus the mean. Calculate kara, get a final value of this. Substituting in the formula, we are getting a value of this. Now this probability is for no. We have to recalculate for class. Yes, fine. After calculating for class, yes, we just got to know P of married class is coming out to be 0. So there is no point in calculating it further. After this, last thing what we have to go for, we have to calculate something called over here. This actually defines what and how you have to calculate the class. Instant, that means जो अब टेस्ट सेट आया है, class no की वैल्यू निकालनी है, which is nothing but this value जो हमने निकाली है, that is coming out to be some values like this. And after this, we have to identify whether it belongs to a yes class or a no class. So ये वाली probability हम निकाल चुके हैं. P of no, probability of no we all know. So it is coming out to be some positive value. But over for yes class, it is coming out to be 0. So undoubtedly, this value is very, very large in comparison to yes value. So we'll simply say, since it is greater, so this particular instance, जो हमें given है question में, it belongs to class no. Clear hai class? It belongs to class? No. Till this point, it is clear to everyone how we have to solve it. Shall I proceed for the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what I want you people to do right away. Kindly solve for this. Refund is yes, status is single, and amount is 100K. I don't know whether it belongs to a yes class or a no class. फटाफट मुझे सॉल्व करके बता दो कौन सी क्लास को बिलोंग करता है.
Ma'am, table.
आपने लिख लिया बेटा ये इंस्टेंस? Everybody had written this? किसके लिए निकालना
Yes,
है
ma'am.
क्लास? Okay. Now the table is this is your table class. Now take your 11th instance as what has been asked in the question. तुमसे तुम्हें अभी x की वैल्यू गिवन दी है उसके लिए काम करना. Don't take this 11th set as to be no. हाँ जी क्लास किसी का हुआ? Yes, first years.
मैम क्लास की वैल्यू क्या लेनी है?
बेटा क्लास की तो वैल्यू निकालनी है ना,
मैम मतलब गेस्ट क्लास के लिए या फिर नो क्लास के लिए?
दोनों के लिए निकालना पड़ेगा, तभी तो कंपेयर करके बताओगे।
ओके मैम।
अभी करा तो है हम लोगों ने, हमने क्या करा है, यही तो काम किया था कि दोनों के लिए निकालेंगे इंडिविजुअली, तभी पता चलेगा। Class, shall we start again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just do along with me. So we had been provided with this instance now, and this value is for your x that we have to calculate. Fine, class? And what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the value of y, whether it belongs to yes or no. Clear hai class yahan tak? Now what we have to go for? First thing is we have to go for refund belonging to class yes. Then we have to calculate the status that is single that belongs to class yes. And finally the amount that again belongs to class yes. Clear हुआ यहाँ तक?
Yes,
Second
ma'am.
point, we have to calculate again refund for class no. We have to calculate the status which is single for class no. And we have to calculate the amount for the class no. Mind it, over here the refund is yes. Over here also the refund is yes. Clear hai? Is it clear to everyone in class?
Yes,
After
ma'am.
that, so now let's talk about P of no is nothing but 7 by 10. P of yes is nothing but 3 by 10. Done? Okay. Now let's calculate the first part. The first part says that you have the refund as yes and class is also yes. So if I'll see this in my table, if I'll go to my table, I'll get to know exactly what is the value of refund. So now let's talk about refund में yes होना चाहिए. First value, second value and third value, and it belongs to class yes. Is there any class जो कि yes को belong करता है और refund भी yes है?
No, ma'am.
No. So the value will be equal to
Zero.
0. Second part, which says that you have to calculate the status to be single and it belongs to class yes. So first single, second single, third single and fourth single. How many are belonging to class yes? Keeping in mind they are single. So I have one, another one over here too. So is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
But the total number of yes incidents are 3. So it will be equal to 2 by 3. Clear हुआ class?
Yes, ma'am.
After this, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the probability that the amount is 100K, keeping that it belongs to class. Yes, so now what we have to go for? We have to calculate first for the class. How many data sets are there for class? Yes, 1, 2, and 3. What we have to go for? We have to calculate the mean. Is it okay, class? We have to calculate the mean of this data. That means कौन सी वैल्यूज जो 3 वैल्यूज है कौन सी हैं जो यस क्लास को बिलोंग करती है सो आई कैलकुलेट द मीन विच इज नथिंग बट 95K प्लस एक तो ये वाली वैल्यू हो गई सेकेंड वन इज 85K एंड थर्ड वन इज 90K 85K plus 90K and how many values are these are 3 so the total value is coming out to be how much class मीन कितना है इसका 90K प्लस 85K प्लस 90K जो कि अभी हमने प्रीवियसली निकाला है सो आई टेक इट फ्रॉम दैट
90.
so
90.
this is coming out to be
90.
so it's coming out to be 90 okay so it's over here it is K also so it is 90K so it is the mean is coming out to be 90K what is the value of sigma square it is coming out to be over here we calculated so it is coming out to be this so basically it is 2500 something can you people calculate it 95K minus 90K ka square plus 85 minus 90K ka square plus 90 minus 90K ka square so this is equal to 0 I'm left with 5K ka square and again 5K ka square divided by 3 which is coming out to be this much or something else is coming out to be what is the value of sigma square don't take the under root of it who is going to tell me what is the value of sigma square sorry variance will be sorry sigma square will not be this sigma square will be sorry same हाँ जी क्लास कितना है वेरिएंस प्लीज जल्दी से बता दो सिग्मा स्क्वायर इज व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ सिग्मा स्क्वायर फर्स्ट ईयर किसने कैलकुलेट किया है so class it is coming out to be 2500 let's take it this value is it okay till this point after this what we have to go for we have to calculate the probability of this then we have to substitute in the formula of this multiplied by exponential minus so I'll rewrite it over here so it will be equal to 1 upon me 2 pi sigma square which is what we are having over here this value and then exponential ai minus exponential ai minus mu I upon में sigma square फाइन अब मैं अगर इसमें ये वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करती हूँ तो कोई बताएगा मुझे क्या वैल्यू आ रही है वेयर ai is your 100K mu I is your 90K and sigma square is equal to 2500 फटाफट मुझे कोई सॉल्व करके बता सकता है दिस इज इन अंडर रूट व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ वैल्यू कमिंग आउट टू बी let this value be coming out to be 0. class, whether this is really strange. You people are right now almost 31, in fact 29. Not even a single person can answer what exactly the multiplication division is coming out to be. And if you people are not solving it, I am telling you, if I am giving you the solutions, I mean giving you the assignments, no matter what, if you are not performing it, I am not repeating it again. It's general mathematics. Okay, what is the value coming out to be?
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम।
हाँ जी बेटा।
मैम आपने जो वहाँ पहले सोल्यूशन दिखाया था सॉलिड वाला, उसमें एक बार वेरिएंस बता दीजिए कैसे निकाला था। मेरा आंसर 25 के नहीं आ रहा है।
आ रहा है बेटा, कुछ चेंज आ रहा होगा, आई नो।
मैम मेरा आ रहा है 50/3 के।
50/3 के, ओके। 50/3 के क्यों हो जाएगा बेटा? 55,000 हो जाएगा ना? In fact, more than that. It is 95K and it is 90K. It will be how much? 5,000?
यस मैम।
हाँ जी, तो वेरिएंस कितना आ रहा है क्लास? So बेटा what we did, we took the value जो इंस्टेंस में थी माइनस जो हमारा मीन आया है, then squaring it and dividing by the total number of samples. So we were having 3 samples for yes class. These are the values of instance and the mean was coming out to be 90K. We substituted and we got some value. What is the value coming out to be? बेटा क्या वैल्यू आ रही है आपकी?
मैम मेरी तो 50/3 आ रही है।
Okay, anyone else is having 50/3?
I'm also having 50/3.
That's okay. So 50/3 is how much? Okay, 50/3 is how much class?
Something.
So Kanchan, how come your value is coming out to be 2500? जी कंचन, how come your value is coming out to be 2500? सबकी एक आनी चाहिए ना? So this is how we actually calculate it. बेटा ये दिख रहा है? This is how we actually calculate it. Variance हम ऐसे
We also
निकालते हैं.
writing 50/3 in the
So
chat
fine, it
box.
is coming out to be 50/3. 50/3 is what?
16.6.
So it is coming out to be
66.
Okay, I'll check also. If this value is coming out, I'll recheck. Okay. It is coming out to be 16.66. So let this value will be equal to 16.66 with the variance. So this is 16.66. Okay, after sigma square, बेटा आपने सिग्मा निकाला है, सिग्मा स्क्वायर निकाला है?
मैम सिग्मा स्क्वायर निकाला है।
Sigma square.
सिग्मा स्क्वायर निकाला है? सिग्मा स्क्वायर is coming out to be 16.66.
यस मैम।
Fine. So let's proceed with this value only. After this, what we have to go for? We have to substitute this value in the formula. So now over here, the AI value will be equal to 100K. When you will substitute this value will be coming out to be some 0.00 something. So this will be a positive value. Am I right? Because time is very less. That's the only reason I'm not solving it. Clear है class यहाँ तक?
यस मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So now after this, now we know that there is 1 0. So undoubtedly P of X, which is this instance, belonging to class yes, is equal to 0 because 0 multiplied by 2/3 multiplied by this value will be equal to 0 itself.
यस मैम।
इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? अगर हम फाइनल प्रोबेबिलिटी निकालते हैं P of X multiplied by with yes multiplied by P of yes only, then it is coming out to be 0 multiplied by 3/10 which is equal to 0. Okay.
Yes.
Now after this, for this P refund yes belonging to class no. So if we'll talk about this, तो अगर हम टेबल देखते हैं तो हम ये चेक करते हैं कि रिफंड में नो होना चाहिए, रिफंड में यस होना चाहिए, लेकिन क्लास कौन सी होनी चाहिए? नो। So let's take it. So refund is yes, yes, yes. 3 yes are there in refund. And it belongs to no, no, and no. So how? What
3
is
by
it?
7.
So it is basically
3 by 7.
when we say status has to be single with belonging to class. No. So let's talk about single, 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 and single belonging to class. No. So there is one no. There is second no. There is third yes. This doesn't belong to this, and this is also again
2
a
by
no.
7.
Right? So we are saying it is coming out to be 2 by.
2 by 7.
Okay, sorry. Fine. It is 2 by 7. Fine. Now again we'll calculate for this. So calculation over here remains the same because the mean is coming out to be 90. जब हम लोगों ने yes के लिए निकाला था, it was something else. Over here, the mean is coming out to be for no class. It is coming out to be 110K, and the variance is coming out to be sigma square, that is coming out to be 2975. And if we'll substitute the value, so over here, which is 120K, we'll substitute it with e raised to power 100 minus 110 divided by twice of 2975. We'll solve it. क्या value आएगी? You have to check it out. Substitute it and check it out. If this value, after doing this multiplied by this, definitely this value is not coming out to be 0. This will be some positive value. अगर ये negative value आ रहा होगा, तो overall response will be a negative. Am I right, class? class अगर ये वाली वैल्यू कॉन्टिन्यूस वाली एक्सपोनेंशियल की वजह से नेगेटिव वैल्यू आ रही होगी, तो ये वाली वैल्यू पॉजिटिव नहीं होगी, नेगेटिव होगी. समथिंग मल्टीप्लाइड बाय अ नेगेटिव वैल्यू इज नेगेटिव. यस और नो?
Yes, ma'am.
तो लेट्स सपोज ये -2 वैल्यू आ रही है, सो क्या हो जाएगा? इट विल बी इक्वल टू 3/7 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2/7 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय -2, which is giving you a negative value. Undoubtedly over here, this value in comparison with this value is positive. True or false? 0 is positive in comparison to -2.
Yes, ma'am.
तो यहाँ पर हमारी ओवरऑल प्रोबेबिलिटी जब हम लोगों ने yes की निकाली, तो इट इज कमिंग आउट टू बी 0. After doing the multiplication with a negative value, if it is coming out to be a negative value, that is coming out to be 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by -2 is nothing but -12/7. So P of X belonging to no class with P of no is coming out to be -12/7 multiplied by 7/10, that is equal to -1.2. So now this section belongs to which class? कौन सी क्लास को बिलोंग करेगा ये? सब तो सामने लिखा हुआ है सब कुछ. क्लास आपने यहाँ पे निकाला है नो के लिए, और यहाँ पर आपने निकाला है यस के लिए. Who will tell me ये वाला जो इंस्टेंस अभी हुआ है, ये कौन सी क्लास को बिलोंग करेगा? यस या नो?
Yes.
मैम ये
Yes, class.
It will belong to yes class. Fine. Why? Because this value, basically P of X slash no with P of no is less than P of X slash yes with P of yes. That's why it belongs to yes class. लेकिन अगर ये वाली वैल्यू नेगेटिव ना आकर के पॉजिटिव होती, I mean अगर ये +2 आता है और ये वाली वैल्यू पॉजिटिव हो जाती है, डेफिनेटली इट बिलोंग्स टू व्हिच क्लास? कौन सी क्लास?
No.
वो नो क्लास को बिलोंग करेगा. गेटिंग पॉइंट नाउ? नाउ कैन आई गिव यू अ होमवर्क?
यस मैम.
Okay. I want you people to go for refund no, status divorced. and amount is 60K, and this whole is nothing but a test case. What you people have to go for? Which class this particular instance belong to? Every class may I need the answer yes or no. I will not go solve the numerical again. I want you people to simply answer yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you want me to give more numerical, or you want me to do the one more numerical related to naive bias in tomorrow's class? या मैं आगे चलूं?
Ma'am, numerical.
Ma'am.
Okay.
And ma'am,
नहीं,
notes.
क्या कह रहे हो बेटा?
Ma'am, notes nearby.
बेटा notes आज
Numerical को ना एक concept आ गई.
let's do one. Tomorrow what I'll do, we'll work on this table, right? इस data set पे काम करेंगे and we'll identify for this particular attributes: give birth, can fly, live in water, have legs. You have to identify the class. Okay. What I'll do, I'll share this PPT. ये table सब अपनी copy में बना के लेकर आएंगे. ठीक है? And then we'll discuss in tomorrow's class. मैं आज ही शेयर करती हूँ. ठीक है? Okay. जूही,
Present, ma'am.
प्राची,
Present, ma'am.
Richa.